Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. It's a shame that they don't hear the beginning of me just like frantically looking for the actual like tab that has the game and not the tab that has the PS5 thing or the tab that has
Because
the
of
other
course they
like
put PS5s on sale right before we started streaming,
which we know we're not going to get it.
right?
Or the other 50 tabs I have open, like what the crap is this? Like day break illusion? I don't even know what that means. But apparently
It's an illusion.
I looked for whatever that means at some point. That's enough rambling. I mean, is there ever enough rambling? Probably not. So welcome back. It has been a while. I think it's fair to say a nice wild ride in the world of Temporea.
That's fair.
For a very quick rehash of what happened, on their way to get information and like magic items to slay that conniving black dragon, you find out the conniving black dragon is already dead, but your stuff was still there, and so you took it. You took a lot of it. You made your way back. You found out Porta Finis had some kind of encampment in this weird hidden frozen in time place, except it wasn't frozen in time anymore, and the water elements were attacking you, and not just the small ones, but this massive like 400-foot water snake seemed to attack you. You got out. Unfortunately, the Trahggeim Professor did not get out, but through his sacrifice, he was able to kill the Hydra that was now reawakened. It is very unlikely that you would have been able to escape with the Hydra blocking you.
I can't imagine why. I think you would have been fine.
Probably. I'm just like being pessimistic. You never know. But you've made your way back, and you've just teleported back to Porta Temporea, and that's where we'll pick up. Quick question: I actually don't remember this. I know you took his like spear or his lance. Did you take his actual body?
Yes.
feel like you did. You did.
Because I was swimming through that area, dragging it behind me.
That's what I was remembering. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you make your way back. Honestly, you're kind of at a loss right now. I mean, what are you gonna do? You were like under the tutelage of this Dragoon professor, but he did.
Yeah. I mean, we need to do something with his body. Like,
Or
take it to someone?
Could we resurrect him?
There are a few people who can resurrect him. The easiest one to think of would be the White Mage professor.
I hear he likes chocolate. Maybe we should bring him a dead body and some chocolate. Maybe some coffee.
I like it. I mean, coffee always wakes me up when I feel dead, so maybe it's like also the key ingredient to the spell you're talking about?
Maybe he's just mostly dead. Which means that he's also partially alive.
Yeah, we just need to get one of those bellows and just breathe life back into him. It'll be fine.
What does he have to live for?
Blave.
To blame. To blame. He lost in a card game. That's what I propose. I propose we bring him back to life. I have not learned enough from the White Mage, so we need a reason to come and see what's going on. See if we can learn something more.
I like it. I'll hoist his soggy dead body and follow you because I don't know where the White Mage is.
Give me a charisma check, if you would.
Me?
Yes.
A charisma check, you say?
I do.
Great.
So as you're walking, you remember that it was not but like, maybe 10 days ago that the last time Trahggeim was walking through the town with a body, or more aptly, part of a body, things did not end well for you.
Well, they ended well enough because we got the body part, and were able to go and have a good study session. It turned out okay. I mean,
You did
there
lose
were
like
setbacks.
7 days of research into stars, though. When you had that house arrest.
That's true. I did.
However, it seems like while carrying a body part draws ire, carrying what appears to be a passed out professor garners respect.
Hmm.
And so you see people as you walk, they're like looking at you with like admiration and like, wow, they really turned their lives around, didn't they?
Yes. Yes.
I don't know
Yeah.
what they're talking about. Why do they keep looking at us?
Smile and nod.
Right?
Point. Yes.
Just permanent Trubik smile. Just untwitching, just staring forward.
And you make your way.
Thank you.
You make your way to the health officer's place. I need anyone, doesn't matter, to roll me a d4.
Adela, you haven't rolled dice in a while. You should do it.
Do
I
it.
don't have the screen up at all.
John, it's all you then.
How do I do that? Like this.
Uh-oh.
3.
So you walk in. Where did it go?
Great.
And you see a familiar face, although not the one you were hoping for. Is a woman who is sitting down, like simply reading, and she sees you, and then this massive smile comes up. It's like, oh,
no.
it's Uso's problem children. You remember her as Betty, the warrior trainer.
Yeah. Also the nurse, right?
Not a nurse, just someone who is very proficient in healing.
Right. Yeah, but she's
Although-
the one who was at the medical center, right?
Yeah.
That tried to kill us because, I had an
Yeah.
arm.
Try to kill you.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's her. That's her.
Fantastic. Well, I mean, we're already smiling and happy. We're just going to come in and I'm going to say, Betty, our teacher here is only mostly dead, and we want to know what we can do. We have not learned enough. I want to know what we can do. Can you teach us how to bring him back?
How did your teacher become mostly dead?
There's a lot of ins and outs, but we miss him.
Let me ask again. Did you mostly kill your teacher?
No, I think a Hydra actually mostly killed it. But the curse probably didn't help either. Or the acid water.
The smile drops wait, curse? What
I will
curse?
present my research to the nurse.
Nice.
You have been doing much research. Give me an intelligence check.
Right. Super smart.
Super smart.
Yeah, I'm not all that smart. Intelligence.
We'll say you have advantage because this wasn't like a one-time thing. You have been doing research over time. Even still, you're unable to discern the source of the curse. You know that it was delivered, or you assume it was delivered by a bow because the only wound he really had when you saw him again was that arrow wound. You know it somehow prevents healing. When you spoke to that one nun, she said as much, and they seem to have confidence in her. It's also pretty packed.
What? It doesn't respond to spare the dying either.
Does not respond to spare the dying. It is pretty fast acting. A lot of curses or you get hit with a curse and it builds up. Whereas like you were not apart from him for more than like maybe 5 minutes.
Ooh, that's fast.
Yeah. And she looks at you and she's like this. You stay here. I need to go get Cello. As she runs out and then comes back up, don't dismember him.
What? Why would we do something like that? That would be weird.
But
And then-
if
Good reminding.
you guys can't resurrect him, I mean, would he be donated to research? Is there a form for
Let's-
that?
Let's just wait.
She turns around. Don't dismember it. And then runs away.
Now the guy that she's going to get, is that the
The white mage professor.
oh, okay. Not the guy who really, really doesn't like us.
The blue mage professor? No.
Right. Okay, good.
Tiny dancer.
Yeah, Tiny Dancer is
Yep.
completely different.
Okay. There's just so many names. Trahggeim and myself are terrible at names.
I also just have a sheet that just has like professors and names.
Yeah.
So they have names, but if you don't remember them, I don't blame you. That's why I try to say things like white mage instead of
Right.
Ichelu. After about 10 minutes, Ichelu comes back. She comes rushing in, and Ichelu follows kind of sluggishly afterwards.
Do you need coffee?
She's just grumbling and it's like,
I could go pick up some coffee for all of us because I haven't had coffee in weeks at this point.
We need coffee.
Yeah, because we weren't allowed to have our coffee when we were in the house arrest.
Oh man.
You know, that we should file a complaint about that because the school did provide us with a coffee maker.
They
and
took it back.
And
part of the
it
terms.
seems like a safety issue. If we're used to having coffee all the time and then we're cut off, that's
Yeah,
almost
you all had to deal with
getting
me.
off of an addiction.
Exactly.
It's a safety issue.
You know what ugly looks like now because of me not having coffee for a week.
Oh, God. Makes me want to brew some right now.
Right? So we're all arguing, what are they doing?
so while you are arguing about coffee, you hear that there's grumbling. Ichelu at some point tries to leave because he was like, I told him better. He shouldn't have gone out anyway. It's his own fault. Why should I have to work? Because he's an idiot. Betty was like, no, you're going to do it. You see like bright lights and like magical things as the spell is cast. And then you hear something that you've never heard before. Concern from Ichelu. When he goes, huh. That's not supposed to happen.
Huh. What isn't supposed to happen?
Well, he's not supposed to stay dead after I cast Resurrection.
Mostly dead, by the way.
Did you
No.
try a bellows?
He's not mostly dead. He is. I cannot even find his soul. He is completely dead.
Is that something you see often?
It is something I can find with particular magics.
We should figure out where his soul is. He's just mostly dead. This is a shell. We'll find him. It's okay.
I'm
No,
gonna turn to my fellow students and just kind of like, we didn't leave it behind, did we? You didn't like see it laying on the ground?
It's not exactly how that works.
Does that happen? Have you ever seen that happen?
no. Actually, no. That's a natural one.
Oh,
So there was a time uh, when I was young and in training. I think my soul left my body. I was fighting this particular student, and Betty is getting progressively and progressively more pissed. And she's like, "Oh my God! One time, let it go, Ishelu. Let it go!"
No,
She
no,
just
no.
storms,
I haven't heard the story yet. I'll sit down.
and she storms out and slams the door,
She should have some coffee too.
and the door breaks.
She has anger
That's what happens
issues.
when you don't have the coffee.
So he's
Mhm,
like, "I'm going to need you all to stay here for observation. Are your souls okay?" And as he's asking you to stay, he like is reaching in your mouth and like opening up and like looking in and so how are you doing? Are you feeling okay? Like hands just like firm, like not to the point where it's tearing things, but like this is a doctor who
right?
knows the centimeter before or the millimeter before things tear.
I don't think that's where my soul is.
No,
I'm
just gonna
just.
make sure you're doing okay. Uh-huh.
Uh,
Uh-huh. And then he like
You
just
know,
like
I think we need coffee. That would
no,
help
no,
us.
no. And then like he's like looking in your ears, like the air doesn't open, but like he's fucking trying. It's like,
ah,
okay, yeah, that's the
Hmm.
were you all afflicted by this curse?
I don't think so.
What curse? No. No.
Can we like think back to the origin of it? Like, so it came from an arrow, right?
Yeah. Especially because like Uo did all that research. You're pretty sure it came from the arrow.
Right.
It's fast acting. It does something to nullify either healing or resurrection or something
Yeah.
along those lines.
Was it Oshambo that shot him, or was it one of the?
So the way that worked
demon things?
is, I'll just do a quick thing of the day. You came to the place, you saw the nurse. He went and changed out of his like ranger stuff into dragoon stuff.
Right.
Went to the cave, killed the dragon, came back, saw Duchambeau. Duchambeau ran and attacked you with these creatures. He followed Duchambeau, and then you came back and you saw Arrow.
Gotcha. So more than likely, it was caused by a person we at least have an affiliation with.
Mhm.
Okay.
So we should find out who would know how to create curses and what kind.
I mean,
There have to be specialists, right?
specialists in curses. Give me, or I will roll for you. An Arcana check. I don't know. I guess probably a specialist somewhere.
Go talk to Joy.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Maybe get her to inspect the body.
Wait, who?
The Black Mage Professor.
Black man. Oh, yeah, Rachel. Yeah, she
Rachel.
probably knows some shit about curses.
And she
Well,
could
let's
she could
try
come
her.
and inspect the body and find out stuff about that wound and stuff.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go find her?
I think we should send somebody. See if there's a child around we can bribe to get coffee and bring the black mage to us. I mean, now that
There
we have money and things.
There are not a lot of children running around
Oh,
the nurse office of a school.
I'm happy to go get coffee.
all right, let's go get coffee and try and get the black mage. I'm good with that.
And like as we walk, we should probably also talk about. So if this guy is dead, we don't have a teacher anymore because Uso's in prison. So maybe we should
Where?
talk. Maybe we should talk to Rachel about being our teacher because she doesn't want to kill us. Like like some of the other teachers do, or
I
at
think
least see
that
us
would be
imprisoned.
great. I think that would be great. That's a good idea.
And Uo, you really liked this teacher, right? Like,
Uh, she has a role to play in the greater organization of what is yet to come.
See, who loves the teacher?
exactly. That is the most resounding support I've ever heard for a teacher. So
Yeah. Mhm.
We could also, I'm not sure how useful she would be, but there is someone else here who dabbles in the cards and reads the stars. Well, I think she's one of those sun people, and one star versus more stars clearly not the way to do it. But, that's fine. You can specialize, I guess, in one star and just know everything about that one star, I suppose. But there are more than one.
So, well, let's start with Rachel. Oh, what's that?
Yeah. Oh, he's clearly looking forward to this time with Rachel.
We should bring the body.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say, I actually feel a little comfortable with that as I look around. Now that he's actually dead and not mostly dead, I don't want everyone to think that we did something. I mean, they thought we were so awesome walking in here with a mostly dead person, but now that he's actually dead,
It does change things quite a bit.
Yeah, it might change things.
Yeah.
Well, given the way things are done here at the school, he'll probably find another use as a zombie or undead creature.
Did
Surely.
Did the white mage have anything else before we leave?
He is going back and forth between like restraining you to keep you here for observations and just giving up.
I mean, we'll be back for observation.
Yes. Nope.
What's the worst that can happen? We spread it to everyone in the college?
Oh, no, curses aren't contagious like that. You'll probably just die.
So no masks or anything? We're good?
Yeah, we all need to stand 6 feet apart and wear masks. That is how curses spread.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, of course you don't have to do that. It's not like it's an actual disease that is like affecting 100 people.
I mean, Finger of Death like affects like more people a year than this curse. So,
That's fair. Totally fair.
Power word kill. I mean, like that exists, and no one's making me like do anything about power word kill.
Meteor swarms.
Yeah.
Oh, this is Final Fantasy. Would it be Mateo? Is that what it is? Or Meteo?
I think Mateo, yeah.
Yeah.
Meteo, well, the thing, yeah. No, that sounds on brand.
Cool. Well,
So
I'm ready to get some coffee.
Are you taking the dead body into the coffee shop?
Could
Were we
like,
allowed
get
to take the body?
Put him up on a chair and like
We could have
have him
Bernie.
be kind of mostly dead on a chair.
You absolutely can if that's what you would like to do.
That's my vote. I think we should take him with. Everybody was just so nice and kind when we were walking around. I don't think it matters if he's dead or mostly dead. I think people like
Well,
it.
I mean, if we're allowed to take the body, I would say we need to like maybe beeline our way for Rachel's office.
I mean, I could carry the body to Rachel's office if you want to get coffee, Astrid, and bring it to.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll do that. I'll get coffee really fast.
Could you just grab like one of those pails, like the big like 5-gallon pail of coffee? That'd be.
And I'll see if they
Ideal.
have beans too. We could take the beans as well.
Excellent.
All right, I'm gonna do that and excuse myself for a minute. I'll be right back.
Alrighty. So then let's do the Rachel's office first then. Uwo, I'm assuming you're going with Rachel to Rachel's office as well.
Yep.
So this is a trip you've made a lot. Like there's no surprises. You go into her class. She's not there. So you open the door to go to the cave in her office. As you're walking, you hear this like yipping sound.
What kind of yipping sound?
Hard to tell.
Is it like a
Well,
like a,
like,
go ahead.
is it Chihuahua yipping? Is
Nope.
it hellhound yipping?
Getting closer.
Furry yipping?
Throw some of that in there.
Does it seem to be coming from her lab?
Sounds in this place are hard to tell just because it's like a cave, and so they like bounce around and echo.
Okay.
So you're never really sure.
Well, the yipping does not change our goal, so Trahggeim will just keep it on.
So you keep it on, and you see the door, but it's darker than you've noticed before. And as you walk closer to the door, it gets darker and darker and darker.
Like a black hole, kind of dark.
Maybe.
Or like a deep stain where you can see that there is in fact a door there
No.
that needs to be opened. No.
The closer you get, the less of the door you see.
What do I know about void magic? In context to doors and
I mean, give me an Arcana check, because you know a lot in context of like your group, but when it comes to like Rachel, like that is very much her thing.
definitely new.
I mean, this could be instead of a sock on the door kind of moment. This is her way going into the void to
Yeah.
Could be, yeah.
have some privacy.
Even with a 20, this is not something you are familiar with. There is this foreboding sense of dread, but not one that is like, once you pass a specific threshold, you were like, I am in tremendous danger, and at any point, I might die.
So it feels necromantic in nature. Or it seems to be necromantic in nature.
Yeah. Like your life essence could just be snuffed out. And you have no choice in the say right now.
Of like, if I were to come into contact with the door, or
Not even the door, just like your surroundings. Like there is some will in this perimeter that has chosen to let you live, but if they chose to not let you live, they could do that immediately.
What if we start calling out for Rachel? Like, Rachel, where are you? There's something weird with your door. Do we
I
get
mean,
a response?
obviously she like just put up this thing so we couldn't get it. I mean, she has stuff going on, so she's trying to be private. Maybe we should come back later.
Sure. I want to throw some of the coffee beans into the void.
Oh, you didn't get coffee beans.
I didn't. No.
You're still like in that process.
Okay. So am I even there with them?
You can choose to be. That is very much up to you.
Ooh. I choose to be with them, I think.
Probably.
I'm gonna lament that though, right now, because I'm looking into the void without coffee in my hands. Well, I guess we can't throw the body in, because that's just like littering. What do you guys want to
I
do?
wish Duchambeau was here. We could chuck him in there. No one would miss him.
Well,
What are you thinking there?
around trying to figure.
I need all of you to make, what is it? Wisdom saving throws. I will roll for Astrid.
Wisdom.
Where are you, Astrid?
Junana. Nana Ju. Junana? Oh man, it's been a while. Junana.
You each take 2 psychic damage.
Ah,
Ooh.
As
my
you hear
brain
this
hurts.
shriek coming from behind you. Or you think it's behind you. Maybe it's hard to tell.
We have not rested since last game, right?
Now you went straight to the
Okay. Just verifying.
Do I have AMs with me, or is it Celine or none?
I was controlling either one, so we'll say you could have either one you wanted.
Let's have Celine with us,
Okay.
hanging out. How is Celine feeling? Like, do I know? Can I sense how Celine is feeling at this time? Is she feeling nervous?
Celine is more in tune with those magics. All right, Celine, let's see what you got. Celine is actively trying to unsummon herself. Celine does not have that ability,
Really?
but she is trying to figure that out.
We're not good enough for Celine?
Could be you're not good enough for Celine. Could be the shrieks and the gibbering are starting to unnerve her.
I think I have an idea. Okay. I need to check its range. Think like a diviner. You're a diviner. You're a diviner. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Oh, it's been. Oh, never mind. That's a long casting time. Uo offers to look inside if you guys want to hold watch.
I mean, if you go inside, maybe all of us should go inside.
No,
You're
no,
kind of a.
Oh, no, I'll stay right here.
Oh,
There are other means to
okay.
enter into places without having to physically go there.
All right. I'm down.
A little bit of smoke trickles out of Trahggeim's ear as she thinks about this. And she's just going to accept you for your word, and I'll watch over you.
So he is going to produce a bunch of cards and begin laying them out into an intricate pattern upon the ground.
So then you back up because like if you're pretty close to the door, you can't see anything.
Oh yeah. Definitely
Okay.
back. I have been in her office, cave, dungeon, torture room,
Yes.
laboratory a few times now. So I'm going to pick a spot in that area that has generally broad enough vantage point, and through my cards, I will cast clairvoyance
Oh.
Ooh.
To extend my my consciousness into that space.
I think that's the first time anyone has cast clairvoyance in a campaign of mine.
Really? Oh man, I'm loaded with divination spells. Are you kidding?
Okay, so what do you choose, seeing or hearing?
I think. Well, hold on. This is actually a very important question because
Oh,
the
you can
door itself is radiating darkness, right?
That you don't know. There is darkness the closer you get to the door.
I should probably assume. I should assume that it's going to be equally dark in there. Can you switch out in the middle of this? I don't know if you can.
Yeah, you can switch each. I read the next thing as like you can switch as your action. You can switch between. So essentially, like every 6 seconds. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So moving pictures. I'm going to start with sight, just to establish whether or not this darkness extends from the door, through the door. If this darkness is prevalent on the other side of the door, and if not, what is on the other side of the door?
Gotcha. So then you pick up the point, and you see through this vantage point. You immediately take another 2 psychic damage as
Ow.
it's definitely darkness in there, but there is darkness and then there is void. And even looking into void, yeah, it scrambles your noggles.
Sure, yeah, that makes sense. You know, I'm becoming more familiar with the void. So I can't see anything. It's just maddening darkness.
Yep.
All right, so I'll switch over to audio.
And you hear, Uo, what are you doing?
Which I could respond.
Uo, why are you trying to like sneak a peek at me? You can just come in. And because you're still at the vantage point, you hear footsteps and then a door opening. Everyone else, you hear gibbering, shrieking, and then, what are you all doing out there? Come on in. Let me just get rid of this. And suddenly it starts to like brighten up as you see this ball of energy in her hand just like dissipate.
I told you she just
What was
blocked
that?
the
And
door.
show us how.
Why didn't you all knock on
the back of his head?
Why did you all knock on the door?
Because it
We
was
thought
a
you were.
void.
Oh, there was a void outside. Oh, I guess I don't have as much control of the spells as I thought. I'm so sorry. I thought I contained it within the confines of my... I'm so sorry. Please come in. Have a seat.
We thought you needed alone time.
But there was no sock on the door, so we weren't sure.
I do have... You know what? That's for later. Come on in.
So we have a problem. This guy is mostly dead, and we need your help.
Does Rachel give a shit about him? She does. Oh my, what? And she goes immediately starts like looking around and sees that curse. She's like, oh, this is not good. Come on, Rachel, what you got? This is where. And she's looking. She's like, this magic. It's similar-ish to mine, but there is a stark difference. It's almost like teleportation magic of some sort.
Is there something that we can just hit real hard to get him to wake up?
Well, is he dead?
I think he's just mostly dead, and the white mage said that there was no soul inside, and was worried about our souls. So maybe
Your
if
soul.
we
And then she runs up and like starts like looking at you like, oh my god, are you okay? And she gives you like big hugs. No, not that.
Oh.
Like big hugs. Like what have you all been doing? I'm so sorry. Uh, stay right here. And then she runs out. 2 minutes
I'm
later,
gonna
she
look
comes
at
back in
everybody.
with like a tin of cookies.
Oh,
Do you want some cookies?
do you have any coffee too?
No, not really. I know a great coffee place we can go.
That sounds great.
What? I can't
So-
believe what. Mm-hmm. She is going to keep like fawning over you because she thinks you're dying.
I'm just gonna keep like directing her to the body and deflect over to the body.
And she'll stay at the body for like 2 seconds, and then she'll be like, "But wait, what about your back?" And then she'll like run and like check your back, and like, okay, there's no like cursed things there, and okay, let me
So
see.
what about we should figure out what happened to his soul. Do you think it got teleported somewhere? Do you think it's still in there? And the white mage just didn't see it?
Oh, I don't know, but if a cello didn't see it, it's probably gone. Let's
Where does the
see.
soul go when it, goes? Bless you.
That's, who can help you? I mean, there are a
Bless
few
you.
people who I know that might be able to help you out. There is a nun that I've heard of. Bless you. Were you allergic to fish pictures? Yeah.
Sorry.
Um,
And then
Fox might be able to help you. I have a friend who might be able to help you, but she's kind of reclusive, so it might be hard to get in contact with her.
Where does
In the interim, while we try and get a hold of that person, you could sign the paper to let us go up to the next floor in the library where we could do some research, like
yes,
students.
Oh, I would love to, but I'm currently using all my like academic chops per se to free Uso. Her execution has been scheduled for next month.
Her what?
After the Oh yeah, her execution.
Why is she what? Huh?
Because she aided, abetted, and taught students who murdered, or at least attempted to murder another student. So
What bastards.
could sign that to help you go to the top, but I don't think they will see me as a good character witness.
what if we helped out with the case and we did some research for you and for us at the same time? And you could kind of, let's say, mentor us a little.
I mean, I could do that, but just so you know, if I do that, then I will not be able to help stall, push back Uso's
Okay.
execution.
I feel like
By the way, have you seen her yet?
Uso? No.
You haven't seen her?
No. She's in prison. How are we supposed to see her?
You can go talk to her. She's been asking
Oh.
me how you all are doing.
Oh, well, I'll totally go see her. But I feel like I should explain the situation to you if you're trying to help her, because not only did I not try to kill a student, but that student tried to kill us in view of this professor, and I gesture at the dead body. So if we can get him to back us up, we would have proof, because I'm pretty sure this professor is in this state because of DuChambeau.
Mm-hmm. We need
So-
his testimony. He's only mostly dead. We need him all alive.
And that student that I'm accused of trying to murder put him into a mostly dead state.
It's not that I don't believe you, but one student has no arm. And
He does.
So
We saw
he has-
him.
he has one arm.
He has both arms now.
He has both arms?
He
'Cause
does.
when I saw him, he only had, like, an arm.
Yeah, he has like this new arm and this new leg. And he's kind of a prick.
Yes, he definitely is a prick, but we're going to need some type of evidence, more evidence.
Well, can we get him
Or
to
the-
wake up so he can say what happened?
I don't know how to wake him up.
What good are you? So,
This,
okay. I don't understand magic very well. Oh, Uso. Yeah, or sorry, Uo. Yes.
no. Go on about how you don't understand magic. I
I just want to bask in it.
Right? I don't understand how his soul was teleported somewhere. So if we were to go to where that was, could we get it back?
You're in a black magic professor's office.
Yep.
Yep.
Nope, she rolled a 1.
Would this
I mean,
nun friend of yours know?
I mean, she. So, like, I have the reclusive friend who knows something about magic, but she's super hard to get in contact with. The nun friend shouldn't know, but she somehow tends to know more shit than she lets on. Vost might know, but he tends to not care about students and probably won't want to be staying with you because, you're accused of attempted murderers.
Well, which one of them likes Uso the most and would want to help?
The only one who knows Uso is the nun.
That's it. Let's see the nun.
And Uo, did you have a question? Going back to your...
Well, I mean, speaking of magic, I mean, there are ways to magically contact people through, like, the air and through vibrations in the earth, through even the stars. And there are ways to make the dead speak. You don't need a soul for that. Just his head, really. Not even just his head, just mostly the jaw and his tongue.
Right.
Is for the need. The rest can go to science, I think, if we can't bring them back. Not that I'm saying that we're going to do that or anything, but it would be a really neat thing to do to continue my research on this particular subject, since he's already there as a control, obviously.
But Uo, he has to come back to be a witness so that Uso isn't put
Oh,
to
no,
death.
that's what I'm saying, is that he doesn't have to be alive to be a witness. He just there are things you can do to make the mouth move and it answers questions.
If you're doing this for the purpose of getting information, you can. If you're doing it for the purpose of getting information for the trial, I would highly suggest against it, as the school tends to frown upon zombification.
Does it though?
It does kind of have a lot of zombies running around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's the one that we were supposed to kill that was in the prison or the jail that Duchambeau killed, and then there's like all of the zombies that Duchambeau was like leading around that town.
Wait, what?
And yeah, didn't you know that?
No.
And some of them are recycled.
Some of them are recycled.
What are you talking about?
The zombies.
We don't have zombies.
So
I'm
many
the
zombies.
closest thing to a necromancer, and I don't even do necromancy. I just do voice spells.
Oh, like Duchambeau obviously has more necromancy than you have.
Can you prove this? Like, this is the type of things you need.
Well,
Well, if you
I'm
look
so
at our
sorry.
first student logs of the very first excursion, there were indeed. Actually, you talked to Uso. She was the one who gave us the mission.
Yeah, like I know that they caught a zombie and they were supposed to kill it or something, right?
It was recycled. We saw it again.
I mean, zombies tend to like not stay dead, I guess.
But it was chained by our school for the express purpose of training.
Yes,
But
that is true. There are a lot of zombies around that town, and so around this time we capture zombies and we get it in there. It's very hard to kill your first time, so we make it easier to like start the training.
It was wearing a student's uniform.
What?
And like all of those villagers that Duchambeau had like raised to zombies.
Yeah, no. Back to that.
And then they had like a festival.
Yeah, they were all like in the circle around him, being all like.
It looked like a festival to me. I don't know. He didn't sing though. He didn't sing at all. I was
It's like
one of them had a name of Margaret.
Zombapalooza. What's that?
One of them was named Margaret.
Sorry, Margaret the zombie.
Yeah, she spoke in full sentences, which was very strange because zombies can't talk.
Mm-hmm.
But her name was Margaret. I forget who she was talking to.
So clearly, the key person in all this is Ochambeau. Like you need to. I'm sorry, Duchambeau.
Oh, him. Yes.
Clearly, you need to confront and investigate him. He seems to be the source of what you're saying is happening.
The last time I confronted him, now I'm charged with trying to kill him.
I mean, how did he get, like, there's so many people in the school. How did he corner you?
Sure we can get around him at this point. Like, we need to have a liaison or a mediator.
Right. I mean, whatever you're about to ask him might be because of all the stuff he stole.
Wait, what? He's a thief too?
The properties of the sword that went missing. What are the properties of that sword?
Oh, very few people know. That's one of the few remaining religious artifacts we have, and unfortunately, very few people have been able to actually wield that sword.
Well, he seems to be doing all right with it.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, he stole the sword now? I need one of you to roll a persuasion check with advantage.
That should probably not be me.
Though we're all in agreement on this, so there should be, some extra.
That's where the advantage came from.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, I think you also good. Yeah.
18, okay.
18.
So you're telling me that Ochambeau is not just a student, not just a problem student, but a hyper-intelligent thief who is plotting to kill all of you and raise a town of zombies.
He's a douche. We're not wrong.
That's not the only problem. Porta Fenice also seems to have access to teleportation.
Oh, no, they don't. That can't be a thing.
But they do.
Mm-hmm. They do.
Did you see them teleported when you went to visit them?
No, because
They
Peter
are places they
teleported us.
shouldn't be.
Roll me another persuasion check with disadvantage this time. Peter teleported you home. Peter, the
Yeah, it's a good thing he did because we were about to get owned. Not
So-
like I usually say that because usually we have everything pretty well handled, but whew, they're
Yeah, we might have
nurses
been dead,
are mean.
not just mostly dead.
but
Yeah.
Peter saved you.
He did, yes. But
Sure.
there were several mentions at school of there being a mole who had access to our circles and the network.
That I believe and have heard a few times. I do not believe that Peter is the one that saves you.
That was.
Wait.
There's no accusation against Peter. I don't think he's smart enough to pull off that kind of plan. But
No, people don't have access to teleportation magic unless they're professors.
Well, yeah, because he's like our mentor, or he was our mentor, and so he probably had access because of that.
I mean, even just temporarily. He taught us a lot.
But if he's able to do it, then other people are probably able to do it.
Are you telling me that Peter is the mole?
No.
No,
I'm telling you
Peter would
that
never.
your security system may have been compromised.
This is a problem.
Yes.
We're just trying to be helpful here.
I mean,
There's just like a vein throbbing on her head. She's like, "Why did I let them in?"
so Peter can teleport. Someone in Porta Temporea has teleportation magic.
Not even just someone. It could be more than one. If there's one, there could be more.
If one person has it, we can just assume Porta Temporea has it.
And they're so grumpy, maybe it's to find food somewhere else. They had a lack,
That's what it is.
for
Yeah.
sure. And too much love of kale. Disgusting.
That's why I hate those. Okay, so then, is there anything else that I'm missing from this grand tale you are explaining to me?
Well, I mean, the person you need to hear from is mostly dead. So
Yeah.
we need to talk to the nun.
Because then
Yeah,
he could tell you about when Duchambeau like attacked us and summoned those things. What, they weren't zombies. What were they, Uo? They were like,
Oh, they were hallucinations. They weren't real.
yeah, I forgot about
no, not those things. Not those things. The other things in the forest that like, they were really
Oh.
nasty.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What were those things? I will attempt to describe them in the most like field researcher sort of way. Describe what these critters are.
She is not doing well today.
Hold on. There's always a solution. Magic always has a way. I can make this work. Here. Why don't I have illusions?
And that's the battle where he got injured anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have illusions?
What's
I
that?
can't recall.
You actually might. Astrid. Well, you might have minor illusion, which would be enough to like get the point across at least. Nope. Infestation, magic stone, and message.
All right. Not helpful right now.
Do you have like some charcoal and some paper?
Oh yeah, I definitely have that.
Okay. She'll sit down and start like drawing them.
Give me a performance check. Let's just see how. Maybe this is a talent.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to end up like stick figures, but let's find out. 13.
That's not too shabby. So she starts like quizzing you, and then she's like, and you say, "Oh, Shambo summoned these things."
Yeah, like very specifically, he was like, "Hey, thanks for chopping my arm off. I have a present for you too." And then these things came out and started attacking us. And then he laughed like a douche and ran away. And so he ran after him and then came back and was like, I've been shot.
So she says that is a creature called the Lonely.
The lonely.
Definitely wasn't alone.
The lonely.
It is a creature born of loneliness from a different realm of existence than where we are. So if this is true that you face this, and that Ocean Bow summoned it, not only can he apparently teleport and curse people, but he can summon creatures from beyond the veil.
Wait, if
He has
he can
planar-
teleport, maybe he can take us to where the soul is.
Perfect.
No, wait. He's still a douche.
If one were to theoretically like go beyond the veil, like how would one go there?
Give me a final, just a straight up charisma check. How much is she willing to trust you after these incredible stories? The most incredible of
Advantage?
which is, I mean, I can give you advantage. It's still just a 6 and a 6.
Oh,
X.
Most people cannot travel beyond the veil. I highly doubt there is a student who can do so.
but what if it's not him? What if it's one of the things he stole, like that sword? Like you said, you didn't know what it did. So what if he's using that sword to do these things that he usually couldn't do? And
I
then
will.
smoke comes out of her ears because that was a lot of actual thinking there.
That was, yeah. I will help you do research into Ocean Bow because he does seem sketchy, but I don't think we're actually dealing with someone who can do planar teleportation.
I feel like you just need to see a lot of this.
If
I
I
bet we could prove. I mean, we could just find him, sneak by, and just see him, and you'd see the sword, at least.
I'll tell you what. You all go back to your rooms, go to sleep. I'll contact that nun. We'll go see her tomorrow.
Do you want us to take the body, or can we leave it here?
Yeah, you can leave it here. I'll make sure it has a proper burial.
Burial?
I have this research project I'm working on, and maybe we could like do a little bit more. Of
Maybe
that
we should make sure Uso isn't going to be executed before we start chopping up dead body. Oh, and you should
don't bury
definitely
him
go.
if we're gonna bring him back because that's gonna be awkward when he wakes up.
Like awkward.
Fine, I will not bury him. You should definitely see Uso before you go back.
Okay.
Ooh, we could bring coffee. And maybe some of these cookies.
What cookies?
Some coffee. All right.
Oh, and by the way, if any of what you said is true, you probably shouldn't partake in the Trahggeim hunt next week.
Why?
So what?
But we've already gotten our costumes.
And how are we gonna stop the Porta Finis people from sabotaging it?
Well, you apparently have some connection to Porta Finis, so maybe you shouldn't be there, so you don't die.
That makes no sense.
Just a thought. You will. I mean, at this point, you're not allowed to go anyway. You do need a professor to sign off, and your professor is no longer here. So
I mean, the professor that signed off is still here. She's just in jail. Does that count?
no.
What?
I just want to become an adjunct.
Show proficiency in a given subject talent.
So theoretically, if a department was lacking in specialized knowledge, could possibly teach a small class or two.
If you had the knowledge they were looking for, yes.
Are you saying I should be the gunbreaker teacher? You were
No.
such a smart fellow.
No, I am not saying that.
I'm just saying that, I mean, been basically not having to go to classes for my major because pretty awesome at what I do. And there are more stars than the sun. Obviously. Obviously. So I'm just saying, like, there are options. There are options.
There are options. You would have to get rid of this attempted murder charge first, though.
Who's in charge of that?
Overall, it is the old man Jenkins, the samurai trainer.
I can't remember. Does he like us?
I thought he loved us.
Was always polite,
Yeah.
always kind of congenial.
That's not love.
True. True. But maybe he'll believe us when we say things, unlike other teachers.
The best way to engage with him is over the game.
I think we need to talk to as many teachers as we know and see if we can form a posse.
We should probably avoid the blue mage, however, because he really, really kind of wants us out of here.
Yeah. He's
Well,
just
it's
not a cool dude.
No.
He could be the mole.
He could be. He's
That makes
angry
so much
enough.
sense. He's just trying to get us out of here because we know.
Mhm.
Just saying, like, you know, a counter campaign of information.
Mhm.
Just confuse the whole thing, and then they won't have time to focus on just Uso, and it'll prolong the trial because they're now having to look through other allegations.
So we should like make flyers and stuff and put them around that says the blue mage is dumb. Is that what you're saying?
We should form a club. We should file for club formation.
I think that would be great. We should have Peter come and help us. Peter's so friendly.
I'll ask Rachel, have you seen Peter lately? He disappeared after Rochambeau, Duchambeau.
Peter, yeah, he was trying to like sleep on people's couches until we finished building the his house, but now it's there. He should be there.
Oh, where's his new house?
Same place it was where his old house was.
Well, why don't we go talk to Peter too?
We should. Oh, he has the best coffee.
This is
Peter
true.
is also a witness.
He is.
Like, out of character, they probably won't believe anything he says either, but but if we can get him to prove that he... What's that?
Oh, if there's enough people that say the same thing,
Right?
eventually someone will have to listen.
And I'm sure he can prove that he teleported us back.
Mm-hmm. Let's all go visit Peter and have some coffee.
Which is closer, seeing Uso or seeing Peter?
Peter.
Okay.
No, actually, probably Uso.
Okay.
Peter is with the dorms just on the outskirts of the school in
Right.
Sherbert Hills,
Right.
whereas Uso is being held at the basement, so in deep. So probably Uso.
But not this
We should-
basement. She's
we
not
should
like
see.
in that cage right there, right?
I mean, hold on. So you look around, and there is a familiar-looking Lalafell who looks almost the spitting image of Uso. And Red's like, no. I was trying a thing. Maybe I could switch Uso out. It didn't work. That's just a dummy. That's not a real.
What?
That's not Uso.
Are
Don't
you
worry
sure?
about it.
I'll
Go.
poke
Yeah,
it.
you can leave. You can leave. doesn't even feel like a person. It feels kind of like it literally feels like a doll.
Creepy. Ugh.
Very creepy.
All right, so what if we go talk to Uso and then head over to get Peter to come back and prove that he teleported us? What do y'all think?
Couldn't we
I
provide
think that's a
statements
great plan.
like magically bound statements? Kind of like encrypted statements, that are all true because it's magically bound to be true.
What about him?
Wouldn't that be something that we could submit to this tribunal as
Is there magic that can do that?
of course.
There was a long time ago. No
That's
one really
weird.
knows how to do that anymore.
Really?
Who would know?
She thinks, and she's like, well, I did read at some point there was a particular type of, like, back before Porta Temporea was a thing, there was a particular type of bard that used the powers of silence. And apparently they had the ability to do things like that. Because they placed so much importance on words because there was so much silence around them. So they could, like, force truth and...
Huh.
Do you have any knowledge of anyone trying to learn that?
Nah, most people don't learn anymore.
Would that be in the library somewhere?
Possibly.
We could research it.
As I say, like, I am fully willing to give you all my signature, but you do know what the repercussions of that is. So it's up to you.
I mean, that we do a fine job and we get Uso out of jail and we learn a lot in the meanwhile. We bring bravery and power and knowledge to this school. I think it's beneficial that we have access to the library.
All right.
Do we really want to risk her not being able to help Uso, though?
We could ask Uso for her opinion.
Mm-hmm.
We can ask Uso for what? Sorry.
Her opinion.
All right, let's go do that.
All right, off we go.
Okay, so you make your way, just trudging down the lane. You come down, and you are allowed into the cells. And in the far back, in one of the most secure cells, you are allowed 5 minutes with Uso, who is chained to the wall.
She had like one of those like Hannibal Lecter things.
No, just like shackles. And she sees you, and she's like, "Oh my god!" And she runs to give you a hug. Unfortunately, the chain not that long, and so she goes, "Yeah!" Falls.
Are we allowed in there with her, or do we have to stay outside her?
5 minutes, but you do have a guard standing there with you.
Well, I'll just go in and pick her up and hug her.
She's like, "Oh, I'm so glad you're safe. What are you okay? What are they doing to you out there? They won't tell me anything."
They won't tell us anything either.
I guess we have to explain part of what we just went through.
Yeah.
And we have to come up with a game plan on how to show her innocence.
Do you say everything? Like, give her the full...
Yeah.
In the reader, I feel like it's got to be the Reader Digest version, though, because we only have 5 minutes.
Gotcha. So I assume one of the words in that shortened thing is execution. And then you see this look of just dread on her face. Apparently, she did not know.
Oh, nice.
And then she's like, well, I guess that makes sense. They wouldn't want to announce it until after the Trahggeim hunt. Well, it's, I guess it is what it is.
but we're going to get you out before that happens. So we just need to prove that Peter can teleport. I didn't attack Duchambeau without provocation. I was just defending myself. He's an evil, undead controlling demon summoner that can teleport. And what
And
else
there's
do
a
we have to
zombie
prove?
problem. There's a zombie problem that seems people don't know about. So we should discuss that.
Oh, and he stole all those things?
Yes.
Can I cast detect thoughts?
So you can attempt to, but as soon as you try to summon the magic, it is snuffed out. This place is full of anti-magic wards.
Just checking.
So what does she think to all of that?
That is a actually we're about to do a thing right now that I wasn't planning, but you know what? This is D&D. Let the dice decide, and the dice did decide. She says, "It's very sweet that you're willing to take all this on, but honestly, your job here is to learn. I think that's what you should do."
What?
Well, but they're not going to teach us anything because we don't have a teacher anymore.
I can arrange something. I can get Rich to teach you. I can get Betty to teach you.
So
I can make sure you're taken care of.
I mean, not that I don't believe you, but I don't think they care much about what you say right now because you're, in here and not in your classroom.
They don't. Rachel and Betty do.
Betty doesn't like us.
No, she hates you. But she didn't kill you because I asked her not to.
What if one of the teachers is the mole?
Probably is one of the teachers.
So about that learning thing that you mentioned, maybe we could go upstairs in the library and do some learning, for science and stuff.
Yes.
I mean, your professor would have to sign off on that. I am technically not a professor right now, so there's not much I can do about that.
So what if you assigned us to another professor, and just for now, because you'll be fine, we will show that you're innocent. We're building a case.
No,
But
do not
technically,
get yourself invested in my case. I'm pretty sure they've already decided.
But it's really all just one case because we also need to bring back the dragoon teacher. I mean the ranger teacher. We need to get him resurrected and get his soul teleported back, and it's all Duchambeau's fault. So really, all the things we're going to be doing are just the same thing.
Then what you should do is stay far away from him.
We tried that, and he keeps showing up, and then he tries to kill me, and then I get in trouble, and then he tries to kill me again, and another teacher dies, and then...
And what do you know about Mostly Dead and how to bring somebody back, or if their soul's been teleported somewhere else? What do you know about that?
She looked at you. She's like, I don't know anything about magic. Is not really my forte.
Oh, right? It's so exhausting.
Who, in your best opinion, would know about such things?
Teleportation magic? I mean, maybe Old Man Jenkins might know. He's the headmaster, so he has connections to things.
I want to say Old Man Jenkins likes us.
We could challenge him to a game for it.
Mm-hmm.
Dominoes. He likes dominoes.
Yeah. Or we should also get Peter too.
And then you feel a tap on the back of your shoulder this time.
Who feels it?
I would say you, because I assume you're doing the most of the talking.
Gotcha.
So.
It's okay. So we're gonna go get Peter, and he's gonna help us make this all right.
And just like that, she just breathes in and says, "Oh, before you go, take this." And she gives you like a scrap of cloth that was on her like right wrist.
I'll take it.
What do we need this for?
Thanks for the hanky.
To remember me by.
We'll give it
Don't
back.
you give up, Uso. Don't you give up.
We'll give it back when you're out. It'll be fine.
Yeah, that's sure.
We're discussing in chat about how Uso doesn't want us to do this because she knows she's better off if we just stay out of it.
That's true.
But
Oh no.
So you're escorted out of the jail.
Okay.
All right.
What shall you do next?
Oh, we should go see Peter.
Is it daytime or nighttime?
Like 4 to 5. So if that's Colorado, it's like pitch black night.
Right.
It's like going to be dusk like fairly soon.
We should bring a dinner to Peter and have a sleepover and talk
like
about
it.
all of it.
Yeah.
Where is the thing she gave you?
In my hand. I've probably wiped my nose with it a few times because I've been crying.
Gotcha. When you wiped your nose with it the first time, you cut yourself.
What? I've cried so hard I got a bloody nose. Oh my god.
And as you look at it the second time, it doesn't even look like a hanky anymore. It looks like some kind of like cube.
Okay, so my snot has never done this before, and I'm just gonna hand it to Uo.
Turn it around in my hands and kind of examine the thing.
Arcana check, if you would.
I like Arcana.
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 Are you an
I like
arcanist?
to go
Are you an
to
arcantist?
Arcana.
So there are certain runes inscribed on it that actually seems somewhat familiar. It is a box that like holds a spell, a finite number of a spell. What that spell is, you don't know. What that number is, you don't know.
Is
Is
something
it
that can be
holding a spell?
recharged?
Wait, what?
Is it
John?
recharging?
Doesn't look like it, and it wouldn't make sense for it to be recharging. Like it came from Uso, and she is not the magical type.
So it's kind of like an emergency button kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I can examine it further while you distract Peter.
While we distract Peter. Sure.
All right. Yeah. So we've got our food and our coffee. We'll talk to Peter.
Okay.
Are we
Do
gonna-
What's going on?
you want to bring coffee?
Heck yeah.
Oh, let's just bring food because he has the best coffee.
Oh,
And you
that's
have
true.
access to shitty coffee. Yeah, it's like you can bring the watered down
Right.
coffee if you want.
No, we'll bring food and we'll give him the rundown.
So you go to his house and you knock.
Peter, I've got those chicken waffles you liked so much from that restaurant where we found you where you had to wash dishes because you couldn't pay your bill.
And then right behind you, Peter's like, chicken waffles? Hey, come on in. And he like fumbles for the keys, but he has like, because he like works for everybody, he has like a lot of keys. So he's like, is it this one? No, it's this. No, that can't. Is it? What is this? I don't remember what this is. I got the key. And he like sticks it in. And he like turns it. That's not the right key. And then after another like 2 minutes, he finds the right key and opens it up. And like this actually seems like a house. It's like a cement thing with actual like a place for the bed, no like holes. Peter is stepping up in the world.
Nice.
Peter, I love your house. It is so nice.
It is great. I've been meaning to invite you all over, but it's I with the whole murder thing, they wouldn't let me invite you over.
They
That's
wouldn't let you
understandable.
invite us over? I mean, we would never murder anyone.
Of
Wait.
course not. My
you
students
were
would never
there.
murder anyone.
Right, he knows because he
we
was
have
there.
murdered things.
I was there. Wait a minute. I was there, and I told you to run away and not look back, and you kept knocking on the door.
But then when I got back in, you were gone, and the evidence was gone. So all you
Evidence?
have to do is go tell them that you saw me defending myself and you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So because I'm so respected, I'm not allowed to participate because it wouldn't be fair. If I was like less respected, then I would be an impartial thing. But like because I'm so respected, they'll be like, "Oh, Peter, that's not. Why do you hate the?" So I probably shouldn't do that.
So because of her issue with Peter almost getting her killed, she's not gonna
Yeah.
just buy that one. I'm gonna do an insight check.
13. I mean, yeah, like it. There is flaws in his logic, but like not in the way he's talking about it. It makes sense because like it's
Huh.
supposed to be a fair, a jury of the peers, and if somebody who's like Peter, who already like favored you all, like he was your mentor, so like that's a conflict of interest
Right.
more than anything else.
Right.
But Peter knows the truth, and other people don't seem to understand the truth, and so we need more of us to be able to share what actually happened. Peter, we need you.
Well, you know I'm always here for my students. I'll do anything you need that I
Awesome.
can.
We also need you to tell them how you teleported us from Porta Fenice.
Yeah.
Did you tell them that?
Well, yeah, because they were asking what happened and how we got back, and so we had to tell them, that you saved us from that crazy ass nurse.
Can
Mhm.
you tell them that I didn't do that?
No.
Because
Why
here's
would you
here's
lie?
here's the truth. I didn't teleport you. I took a magic like teleportation rod that's handed out to mentors to like help get people back. Um, and that's really how like I don't know how to teleport, but I had the rod that helps me teleport. But
Do you still have the rod?
no, I gave it back because here. Okay, I will be honest. I have been lying to you a little bit. Actually,
What?
because I told you that I was going to bring you on the extra credit, but I also told you that like you technically people didn't know you were going to be extra credit, and once you came back with the extra credit stuff, you were going to get the credit for it. But because I didn't have permission to bring you to begin with, I didn't have the rod, so I kind of took it
From
out.
who?
Oh, there's like a teleportation kind of office that they have like rods and like a manifesto, and anytime one
Is
who
that
uses
is that where souls go when they get teleported?
souls.
We're
No,
looking for a soul as well. That's been teleported. Do you know how to find that?
well, they probably just go to like different planes, depending on maybe how they died or gods, but I don't even think gods pay attention to this world anymore. Like I don't really know, but
So
why are
this
you
one
interested?
died from an arrow and from a curse and from some acid and a hydra. So where would that person go after they had their soul teleported?
I would say hell, but it sounds like they're already there. Who was this?
It was the ranger. Hang on,
Oh
Oorah.
yeah, Oorah. Oh, Oorah. I don't know much about Oorah, but I know Oorah. Oorah's fine. Like he's probably in heaven right now, hanging out with other rangers.
But we need him to come back and be our witness.
He's a key witness, so we have to have him come back.
I mean, I don't. Wait, how much do you know, Peter? Let's check this out. Love Peter. Natural one. Let's do this. Oh, that's what's happening. Okay, let me explain to you what has to happen, right? What needs to happen is first you have to summon if you can't summon the soul back, what's really happening is that the soul is afraid, right? And based on how this guy died, I could see why I wouldn't want to come back.
Yeah.
So this is what you have to do. You have to treat the body like a prince. You know, you have to like feed it good food and give it fancy clothes, really make the body a place where the soul wants to return. And then after you do that for like a week to a month, depending on how like bad the death was, then the soul will be like, that place looks cool. Because the soul will think that's heaven. And then the soul will come back and be like, oh no, I'm back. That's what you have to do. So I'm gonna go make some coffee right now and we'll start this process.
So is there like a way to like speed it up? Because we need him to come back and testify before they execute Uso.
They're executing Uso?
Yeah, because she I don't really understand why they're executing Uso, but they are.
I can fix this. Stay right there. And he like runs out the front door.
I'm just gonna make some of your coffee. And I'll go in and make coffee.
Chicken and waffles.
So you look at the coffee, and underneath the sink, they're just like whenever you've seen them, you've seen like little bags with like the beans. Have you seen those like 20-pound bags of rice?
Yep.
It's that.
Yeah.
But coffee.
Nice. Just one, or is there like multiples?
Multiples.
Yeah. I have this like vision of me like filling a tub with it and just like swimming in it for a moment. And so whenever somebody looks in there, I'm just like staring dumbfoundedly at the sacks.
So as you're staring dumbfounded at the sacks, you notice that one of the sacks seems to be moving.
What?
While that's happening, Astrid, it's kind of Peter's like out doing things. You're like, where's Celine? She was afraid a little while ago. I should check in on Celine.
Celine's in the bag.
Celine does not have a body. She is just a massive energy, so she can eat as much. And so there's like already a bag that has like essentially like rat marks at the bottom where Celine like bit in, ate all the coffee because you've been here a while, and has moved on to bag number 2.
She has no self-control. None. Is Celine all right?
I mean, we're gonna get to that pretty soon.
Need you to make a death save for the city.
Mushroom cloud.
And then when it gets up to the top, it's rabbit shaped.
Rabbit, yeah. Peter runs back in. Okay, we can do this. I figured out what to do. I talked to everybody I know, and also everybody I saw.
That was fast.
I mean, not everybody, because I know all the important people. Like I know the mayor. I know Old Man Jenkins. I know all the people and all the secrets. Like, did you know the mayor? Yes, I definitely spoke to the mayor. And did you know he likes just now. Did I say I spoke to the mayor just now? Yes. In my mind, I am connected with the mayor. So when I'm afraid, so is the mayor. Yes. But with actual words, no, that's not what I did. I did see a lot of students outside, though, and I told them that Uso is going to be executed. And they didn't know that. And so now they're starting to tell everybody else. So now the whole school is going to know that Uso is going to be executed.
To help rally to save Uso, right? Is that why you did it? You want everybody to come to her aid?
Well, that is why I did it. I will say that those students were not particularly fond of Uso, but it will still get the word out.
Okay. Okay.
It's the thought that counts.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's definitely one way of doing this. I think we should also probably try and find our witness.
Yes. I can I find him? I did go to see if he was still at his house. He wasn't. So I'm out of ideas.
Well, because he's dead.
Oh, that witness.
What witness were you talking about?
Ochambeau.
You know where Ochambeau lives?
Oh, so do you. Like he was in the other like cohort, so he's in the other dorm.
When was the last time you saw him?
Yeah.
When you chopped his arm off.
Where did you go?
Me, I got you out and then I ran away. He had a sword.
But where did he go? Because he didn't have his arm anymore, and then all of his blood was gone.
I don't know. I ran away. I did not run away. I tactfully retreated. But a true tactful retreat looks very much like running away to the untrained eye.
How many rods are there?
Oh, I don't know. They have the number of the things. Like I don't know who has them out right now.
Are they replaced often?
Oh no, they're really hard to replace.
Can we go and see who's checked them out?
Probably not. You have to have you have to be in the transportation division to do that.
How do you get into the transportation division?
Get hired.
Adjunct professor and transportation division. And librarian. Obviously, I'm going to have to do that too.
Maybe that's what Morn's been doing, is working a night job at the transportation division.
Morn has actually been hanging out with the other cohort because they have a warrior and Morn wants to fight her. So not so much hanging out is like, hey, can we fight? No. Hey, can we fight now? No. How about now?
That sounds about right.
I could try and read the stars and glean some information about what has happened to the soul of Oorah, and perhaps figure out how to bring him back. I'll have to wait a few hours until the stars are more clear.
Oh yeah, you could do that for sure. So then Peter's like, well, until then, who wants some waffles?
I'll take coffee.
Right, I'll go make coffee. and he runs to the back and is like picks up a canvas sack, an empty canvas sack. Like, what?
No.
What happened? Ah! There's a mouse! There's a mouse! And like runs away.
I'm gonna walk over and pick up Celine.
I'm going to need you to make a Constitution saving throw. I guess I will do that for you. Okay,
Oh, no.
14. And so you pick her up and you immediately feel this like sharp, like a pain that's like similar to nerve damage up your right and left arm. As she is like, she's not even a rabbit anymore. She's like a rabbit-shaped mist as her like energy particles are just like vibrating. And she looks at
Handle
you
yourself.
with these eyes. The only thing that's clear are the irises in the eyes that are just like scarlet red.
Celine, first of all, you're supposed to save enough for the rest of us. Second of all, self-control. We're on a mission.
Focus.
I'm going
I'm just gonna pet her. I'm gonna pet her. You're like, you're a bunny now. I'm just gonna pet you.
I'm going
I'm
to
gonna try and
roll
pet her with my numb hands.
a thing for crap. Okay, she's fine. You see like her body starts to like glow and illuminate and then like calms down for a bit.
I'm just gonna snuggle her because she smells good, I bet.
Oh yeah, like she is almost like 52% coffee at this point.
52% coffee.
And Peter makes some coffee and hands it out, still kind of shaken. And is like, it's not that I'm afraid of mice. I just didn't want to kill your rat, so it's fine. I'm not afraid.
She's a bunny and she's really nice. She just has a problem.
So you hang out, and it gets to be nighttime. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna hang out here? Because you have a trip with Rachel tomorrow.
I'm going to identify that cube during that period of time.
Yes. Let me just check a thing. No, that's not the thing. Yes. So when you're identified, you figure. Actually, no. I need you to roll not an Arcana check, but an Intelligence check because it is a magic spell, but the magic it is much more of a mechanical device that has 3 charges of a magical spell.
Arcana.
Arcana.
Okay, so yeah, with that roll, so you know the three charges. You know it is some sort of. It is some sort of teleportation kind dimensional thing.
Does it seem to be more potent than, say, a dimension door?
In far of just like generic magic power, it definitely seems to be more potent, although it does seem to be a different type of spell than Dimension Door.
Could we?
What's
Do you get the feeling we could get Uso out of jail with it?
if we could, she would have used it already.
But maybe someone else has to use it on her. Because I don't understand how magic works.
She, I don't think, can be targeted
Hmm.
in her current position. But that
So
is
we
not
have to
say,
wait until she comes out.
well, we don't know entirely what this thing does.
No. That's what she gave it to us for, is to get her teleported when they take her out to go execute her.
Oh, that's a good thought.
I don't know if it's a good thought, but it's definitely a thought.
It's a
Well,
thought.
do I know anything about this? Can I sense anything from it? Or in the readings that I've done from white mage for dummies and.
No, honestly, the person best suited to glean anything from this is unfortunately Trahggeim. It is a mechanical device, and
So
Trahgheim
sorry.
is the most suited with mechanics.
I will tell Trahgheim what I know as far as its arcane interlinkings,
Okay.
and try and parse it out in as magic for dummies as I can. When a mommy magical thread meets a daddy magical thread, and they cross over each other, they can go in all sorts of different directions, right? Which, if they're pulled in a certain way, it creates tension. And,
Okay, I know about mommy and daddy tension. Yep. My parents
yes,
used to argue all the time on the ship, and then they would be
it's
like, "Would you just go jump in the ocean?" Which was easy because it was right there all the time.
that's exactly how it works. Only there's a pull, and sometimes you do want them to jump in the ocean, so you have to pull the right strings, right,
Okay.
to create the tension, to then create release of the magical effect you're attempting to create.
So we should just pull it apart, is what you're saying.
No. See, inside that thing are these tension points, but
Right?
it's not operated using hands, mind hands, brain hands, like hands that are not attached to you, like inside hands.
I have inside
Maybe you
hands.
should hold it for a little bit. You think you should hold, or she should hold it for a little bit?
Trahgheim, give me an Arcana check.
Okay. I also was going to ask John, did you have? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And then John, was there? Trahgheim went off and was making wild conjecture there. Was there another question you had about the box?
Targets. What is the target? Can I determine how it targets?
Anyone chosen by the holder of the box.
Okay, so it's like a trigger or a lever that,
Like on my gun blade.
yeah. Only you don't swing it because the trigger is on the inside of it, and you just have to pull it using your heart.
Hold it up to my chest.
Like that. Yes, that's a good start.
It's
So
not
with the
doing
guidance, you got 14.
Yep.
You are an Uso fangirl. And
So
you actually
true.
read a decent amount of her stuff, even though you would never say it. You do know Uso, like in passing one time, mentioned creating. Oh no, not one time. Like you have seen one time you brought up when you were creating your like lightsaber vorpal sword thingy.
Yeah.
She actually didn't have a lot of things in her like factory, in her like workshop, and you're like, are you really the professor? She's like, well, no, like this is my like workshop, but this is not where I keep most of my inventions.
Okay.
And when in passing, she mentioned that like she always has her inventions with her.
So all of her stuff is in this box.
Somehow, possibly, yeah.
And we need the innies to become the outies.
Maybe.
And I need to pull the trigger with my heart.
Yes.
Are you trying to hard trigger pull?
She's thinking real hard, and this really annoying noise just kind of begins emanating from her mouth. Can and so I'll explain that maybe her stuff is in there, and ask Uo how I get it out.
I don't think that's exactly what that is. I think because it doesn't target things, it targets people that the holder targets.
Oh, okay.
So
I'll pick it up,
I
and I'll
think...
point it at you, and I'm like, Gunblade!
Huh! What? No!
And when you say gunblade, the gems on the thing light up and go start like moving around. You're like, oh no. And then all of a sudden, right in front of Uo is this massive, ethereal, purplish door.
Ooh.
That's not a gunblade! Take it! Grab it! Do something with it.
It is solid to the touch.
I think you should go first, Trahggeim.
But I'm pulling the trigger with my heart.
I want to walk over and stick my hand in it.
You walk over and you touch. Yeah, so it's a solid door.
I want to open it up.
You open it, and inside is this vast mansion. One might say a magnificent one, even.
Uo's magnificent mansion. Sorry, Uso's.
It's mine now. It's
Right?
mine now.
If you're- and lots on the walls are these like hanging gun blades, and yeah, this is where Uso keeps all her things. I assume you're allowing everyone in your party. I assume Morn is allowed.
Yeah.
Is this like a thing that I have to like actively think about? Or like do I get the feeling I have to make these choices?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So Morn's in. Is Celine allowed? She is still vibrating. And it
Yes,
looked like a few times she
and
was going to.
Eos.
And Eos, okay. Peter's like, oh, I don't think that should be in my house. Can I come in?
Yes.
He like
Uh,
he reaches in. Is he allowed to go in?
Yeah.
He steps in. I'm just gonna close the door and hope no one sees the glowing purple door in my house.
I mean, do you usually have people coming into your house? Because we could like maybe throw a blanket over it, or
That's a great idea. And he like goes outside and he gets his blanket. He's like, "Ah!" And the blanket like goes up and it just falls straight through.
do you have
I'm
like
just
one
just
of
gonna
those
Close the
screens?
blinds. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
just
that's
gonna.
also a good one. Nice.
I take the mattress and like, okay, yeah, all right. Let's step inside. And he steps inside and close the door. And I think that's where we'll end for today.
Next week on Uso's Magnificent Mansion, we'll see what
Episode of
happens
Big
when you
Brother.
add a radioactive bunny to all the shit that Uso has made over the years.
If I rolled below a 10 for that roll for her, she was shooting out like a solar beam. Like she was just like,
Nice.
but I rolled a 14 and I was sad.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum.
oh,
So-
man.
Yes. Any questions, comments, complaints, concerns?
I mean, I as a player, very concerned about taking Celine
Peter.
in there and Peter, but as Trahggeim, she wouldn't have not let him. So yeah,
I mean, luckily with the magnificent, like Celine at some point is gonna shoot out a laser, like a massive, like, you know. But it's a magical mansion, so it's fine.
Right.
Peter,
How much damage could happen?
Right?
no, it'll like destroy the mansion, but the next time you use it, it'll be back up.
Maybe
Peter?
he's a factor, like a child.
Yeah.
Let her have a weapon, and then she'll be distracted.
We'll find Duchambeau and just toss her at him. And then yeah.
Like a bomb, a bunny bomb.
We could be
Or we
like,
take
hey,
it
you
for-
know how you like got into that bag of coffee? You should get into Duchambeau that way, and then just let loose. Just let
She
loose.
might. She is just like,
Oh my god.
well then, yeah, I hope you all had fun. I hope you all join us next week, where we'll figure out what's going on with this mansion. We will quite possibly meet this nun friend, and who knows, maybe we'll also have a Tarrasque battle.
Ooh.
Trash battle.
Awesome. Thanks, Chaz.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Thank y'all so much. Bye.